Hi, I'm Noah Bombard, and here's what's happening in the ET Newsroom Wednesday, March 31st. Well, of course, flooding continues to be the story that we're following, and it looks like so far this flood isn't going to be as bad as the last. However, we are still watching the river levels as they climb. Now, the Shawsheen River actually has already crested at about 9.26 feet. Now, the last flood we had on the 16th was at 10.59 feet. So not quite as bad there. That's going to mean a break for Andover. Now, the Merrimack, however, is a little different story. That one won't be cresting until about 2 a.m. tomorrow, and we're going to see that crest at about 17.9 feet in Haverhill and about 24 feet in Lawrence. Now, by comparison, back in the big Mother's Day flood of 2006, the Merrimack and Lawrence crested about 28 feet. So you're not looking at those catastrophic type flooding proportions that we were looking at back then. So definitely flooding. If you're in those low-level areas, those areas that flood frequently, you're going to get hit. Now, the Spigot River will actually crest at about 8 a.m. tomorrow at 9.1 feet is what they're predicting. Now, on the 16th, that was 9.86 feet. So again, a little bit less than it was last time. Now, if you are in one of these low-lying areas, these areas that are going to be flooded and you're looking for sandbags, call your local DPW. The National Guard yesterday was filling thousands of sandbags that they were distributing to area towns and cities. In Haverhill, they had about 700 sandbags. Now, they'd given out about 500 of them already this morning, so they're running out there. If you're in one of the other cities or towns, make sure and call your DPW. They'll know whether or not there are sandbags that you can use for your property. Now, another story we've been following with some interest for a few weeks now is the strike over at the Shaw's warehouse in Methuen. Now, there was a little bit of a disturbance yesterday when one of the drivers who was brought in to replace the strikers allegedly flipped off some of the picketers and tried to run them over, according to what the picketers said. A police officer went to stop him. The trucker actually opened his door, closed the door, took off. They had caught up with him, unfortunately for him. He's been charged with 2 counts of assault and battery and is being held on $5,000 bail. Now, the strikers have been on strike since about March 7th, and there's about 300 of them. So Shaw's actually has gone out and hired workers to replace them in the meantime. We're going to continue following this story. And just a reminder, as always, that all these stories and a lot more can be found at Eagle-Tribune.com right now.